gotta be kidding me. It is almost 1:30 in the morning. I am exhausted. And I've just got a whole bunch of things bottled up inside of me. Let's break this ball game down, why don't we? Because this thing was a complete mess for the Blue Jays. And once it went into extra innings, I think every Blue Jay fan knew what was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. And it just kept dragging on and on and on. We're like, look, let's just get to it. As the Jays lose 3-2 to the Boston Red Sox, Hanley Ramirez walks us off. And Marco Estrada was on the mound for the Blue Jays in this game. He was getting the start. He was dynamite. Probably one of the best we've seen Marco Estrada this season, if not over the last few months at least. He went 7 innings, giving up 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Nothing. He was fantastic. Then Dominic Leone comes out in the 8th, does a clean inning. Now we'll get to the rest in a little bit. I might lose my mind a little bit when I start talking about it. Now, start off in the 2nd inning. Runners on the corners. Teoscar Hernandez at the plate. And he lifts a fly ball. Deep enough to score the run. A sac fly. Blue Jays lead 1-0. Small ball. We move to the 6th. Kendrys Morales, he's been ripping the ball lately. He's been hitting a lot of home runs. And he does just that again as it goes over the Green Monster. On an 0-2 pitch, 27th home run of the season. Jays up 2-0. Like I said, Estrada was cruising through 7. He did that. Dominic Leone, clean 8th. And then Roberto Osuna comes out for the 9th. And we got to have a really big discussion here because I was talking to myself that entire inning. Now, was he not getting some calls? 1 or 2, but the Zombie was brutal the entire night, calling balls that weren't strikes, calling strikes that weren't balls, or calling balls that were actually strikes and calling strikes that were actually balls. So it really didn't make any sense what this umpire was saying. But Roberto Osuna, guys, he blows this one. His 10th save of the season he has blown. Imagine I'm not saying he would have gone perfect, but let's say he's blown 3 saves on the season. All right? That is 7 extra wins for the Blue Jays. They would only be 4 games under 500. That's just from those games. That's just that. And it's, you know what? You could throw so many different reasons of why he's not pitching well. You could say, oh, he's hurt. Oh, you could say he's not, he misses Russell Martin behind the dish. My thought process is he's throwing too many pitches. When Roberto Osuna came up to the majors, and he was so dynamite his first couple seasons, why? He was throwing a great fastball a lot, a great slider, and the odd changeup here and there. That's really what he had. Then he starts adding some other things. The hesitation move, the absolute crap cutter that he uses. That pitch, he's got to get rid of that thing. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind when it comes to Roberto Osuna on the mound. When he starts throwing that cutter, I lose it. Why? Because you look at the game against the Baltimore Orioles. What does Wellington Castillo hit out of the ballpark? A cutter that floats over the middle of the plate. And he crushed it. In this ball game, a great example would be the at-bat against Jackie Bradley Jr. Throws a couple fastballs, gets a couple strikes. Throws a slider underneath his hands, a beautiful slider, gets him swinging over top of it. Then he throws a cutter and almost hits him. The cutter is useless. How did Mariano Rivera be Mariano Rivera? He threw, 3 pitches and no curveballs? He mastered 3 pitches, and he was so good at throwing them. Why do you need 4? You don't need it. You came up to the majors, and you were so dynamite with 2 and 3 pitches. Why do you need a cutter for all the pitches? If you're going to add something, maybe add a slider or a 12-6 curve. There's something that can actually have some decent movement. Not a cutter that moves probably about that much. When Roberto Osuna is in that throwing that extra pitch, you lose velocity on your fastball. You're not as dynamite because you're not throwing it as much. Like I said, when he first came up, he was throwing Fastballs right in the corner, hitting spots with his slider. He was so good. But now you add another pitch. You're focusing on trying to get all 4 pitches working. You're 22 years old, guy. Master some pitches before you start adding other ones to your arsenal. You don't even need to add anything. You've got a fantastic fastball that you've got ridiculously good control with, a slider that sweeps and it's nuts, and a changeup that's not all that bad, but you can work on that. A cutter is garbage. It's useless. In my eyes, Roberto Osuna should 100% get that thing out of his system and focus on 3 pitches. That's my opinion. Because when I watched him today, I saw a couple good fastballs, but then I saw a couple bad fastballs, and almost all the cutters he threw were useless. The double by Mookie Betts, what was it? A fastball over the middle of the plate. I'm not going to say that's because he's throwing a lot of cutters and he's losing his location on his fastball. That could be it. But he's killing me because I'm watching this guy throw 96 on the corners, bang, bang, and then you're throwing cutters over the heart of the plate. I don't know if this is Luke Maile making the call or Rafi Lopez or whoever's behind the plate at the time, but it's killing me, man. It's just killing me to see it. And then we go into extras and we're all like, okay, we know the Jays are going to lose this. It's just a matter of when. And then an inning goes by. And then an inning goes by. And we're like, look, let's just end the ball game. We know we're going to lose. And then in the 18th inning, Josh Donaldson doesn't like a strike call. Well, no one has today. The umpire's got to stick up his butt. And then Donaldson says a couple things. Umpire doesn't like it, so he starts looking at Donaldson like, yeah. And Donaldson gets back in the box, looks towards the mound, says some more things. I guess the umpire was having a bad day and he's like, you know what? You're one of the better players in the ball game. So let's get you out of this ball game. Good night, see you later. And then you watch the umpire afterwards. He's standing there all like, yeah. I just did that. Yeah, absolutely. Boston, hey, we did it for you guys. Don't worry about it. And we kind of saw this one coming. Right after you see Donaldson get tossed, I mean, we're all like, it's done. Like, it's over. And then, Chris Rowley, he did all right, but then he gave up a double to Mookie Betts, and then the walk-off. Just brutal. And it goes 19 innings. As Jays fans were like, look, we stink. We get it. But did it really have to go 19 innings and then lose in walk-off fashion again? It's brutal. I mean, if you're trying to find positives, any positives at all, Tom Kohler had a clean inning. Luis Santos had 2 great innings, walked a guy, struck out 2. Matt Dermody, as we said, he's been pitching well of late. Went 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, struck out 3 guys. He was great. And Raleigh was okay in his outing. But really, does it matter anymore? Guys, last thing I'm going to say before we end this thing off. We're almost done. We're almost there. Let's just get to the end of the season. If we want to try to find another positive, great small ball from Teoscar Hernandez with the sacrifice fly. Couldn't do it. I think it was like the 3rd or 4th inning. Got kind of like the same opportunity. Couldn't do it, but look, no one's perfect. Richard Urania, I think he had a hit in extras. He also made some very, very beautiful defensive plays. Very nice, very good seeing that from him. But really, other than that, I'm done, man. This is just killing me to do. I'm just trying to get to 162 games. I can't believe I'm actually going to get through 162. Well, they weren't all miserable, but let's just say the crappy Jays season. It's been tough. Don't worry, guys. Thursday, Leafs, Raptors. Yeah, that'll be the season previews. We'll be talking about something actually positive. Well, the finale goes tomorrow for the Jays and Red Sox. Joe Biagini, Doug Fister. That's the finale there, all right? So, hey, that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you hated this game as much as I do, hey, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. I just hit my computer, okay? Comment down below what you guys think of this game. Osuna, what do you think is his problem? Do you agree with me on the whole cutter situation? It's a useless pitch. It moves about that much, and it takes about 4 miles per hour off your speed. If you're going to throw a cutter, you throw it to a right-handed batter on the outer half, so it moves kind of just off the plate so they can't get it. But don't try and throw inside a cutter. It's useless. It's pointless. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. And like I said, we'll talk to you guys Thursday, a couple days away. That'll be Leafs and Raptors season preview. And also tomorrow, Jays edition as I don't know. Joe Biagini's on the mound. He pitched really well in his last start. Hopefully we can see it again. Joe Biagini, Doug Fister. All right, 7:10 first pitch. Can't wait. Can't wait for that one to get going. I wonder if are we going to lose in walk-off fashion tomorrow? I guess we'll wait and see, eh? So we'll talk to you guys then.